I want you guys to listen to this Trump supporter that voted for Donald Trump, and now he's bitching and crying because Donald Trump took funding from SNAP benefits. This is a must-watch.
Trump has cut my food stamps from $2,800 down to $350. Now, what am I supposed to do? So I literally just got this piece of mail today saying that due to new policy changes from the Trump administration, all this shit, whatever, that all these cuts and whatever he's doing over there, now they're telling me I have to go work. Now I have to go do all this. Well, I literally got 5 kids. Okay, I'm trying to sit here and spend time with them. I'm not trying to go work, 50, 60 hours a week so I can pay bills. I just really don't understand. I voted for him this last election because I thought what he had good was going on, but now all of a sudden, all this policy stuff's coming out, and now he's making all these cuts, and now he doesn't want to help the less fortunate people no more. I'm done with that guy. I'm not. If he gets voted in again, I'm leaving this country because I'm not dealing with this no more. This is all shit.
I just want to make this clear. If you voted for Trump in 2016, 2020, or 2024, fuck out my face. And I mean that in the most disrespectful way possible. There's so many people that voted for Trump in either of those times and are now regretting it. They're apologizing. They want sympathy. They want us to just forgive them for getting us into this situation in the first place. And let me tell you, it's not working over here. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I will never forgive anybody for voting for him. When it comes to him, it wasn't a Democrat or Republican choice. It was between right and wrong. I don't even care if you voted for him in 2016 and voted Democrat 2020, 2024. You still voted for him at one point. So I still will never forgive you for that. And it's like so many people are like, oh, I see the light now. I see the error of my ways. It's too late. You should have already saw it when we told you. You're trying to just clear your conscience, but at the end of the day, you have to live with the decision that you made, and I hope you feel like shit for it.
So yeah, they are finally starting to feel it. The same people who cheered for Trump when he was cutting aid for the other people are now crying because their food stamps got slashed. And now they want empathy, they want forgiveness, but the internet saying, nah, it's not working this time. This is what happens when people ignore reality for slogans and hate. He told them exactly who he was, loud and clear, and they still lined up behind him like he was gonna save them. Now, when the policies start hitting their own homes, suddenly we were deceived. No, they just didn't care until it was their time. In this video, we are diving deep into the MAGA regret wave. The same folks who thought Trump's chaos wouldn't touch them are realizing the system they helped build doesn't care about them either. From food stamps to healthcare to deportations, it's all catching up. So go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done it, and let's get into the video because this right here is the real definition of FAFO. Let's do it.
I hope y'all don't get mad at me for this, but I regret my vote. And I know what you're going to say. Well, you didn't regret it when he was making fun of the disabled community. You didn't regret it when he was threatening the people of color and the black community. You didn't regret it when he was increasing hate crimes against the LGBTQI community. Or you didn't regret it when he was changing the narrative of who literally started a war. Or you're going to say I didn't regret it when he increased hate crimes in both of his terms. Or his ignorance during COVID that cost us thousands and thousands of lives. Or I didn't regret it when he bends over for Israel and Russia. Or I should have said something when there's literally a recording of him bragging about essaying women. Or I could have caught a clue maybe during the felonies, or the way he speaks about his daughter, or maybe just the way he talks about people in general. Like the way he talks about Democrats, that should have gave me a clue how he was going to treat people in general that did not bend over for him. But alas, I must admit, It wasn't until it finally hit that it could be my children that go to war that I decided I regretted my vote. That's how dumb some of y'all sound, just saying.
Seeing a lot of people who leave MAGA say, "We were deceived by Trump." No, you weren't. Honey, if there is one thing we can say about Trump is that he's quite consistent. He told you exactly who he was. You just didn't care until it affected you. And look, I'm not saying that to be cruel or mean or to rub your face in it. I'm saying that as somebody who genuinely wants to see progress and see our country heal. But the only way to do that is there has to be actual accountability, and you have to lean hard into humility. 75 million Americans voted for Kamala. 75 million Americans warned you on how bad it was going to be. And BT dubs, we were right. But you kept saying that we were fear-mongering, exaggerating. Oh, you just don't understand him. He's joking. Well, now his sense of humor has brought us dangerously close to 1940s Germany. Ha ha ha, so funny. Even Germany was warning you all, going, "Why are you flirting with fascism?" But nothing got through to you. Trump didn't just show you who he was by how he campaigned for his second term. He showed you who he was in his first term, how he campaigned for his first term, how he acted while Obama was president. In the early parts of his campaign for his first term, he mocked a disabled reporter, and you didn't care. How was that not the end? You weren't deceived. He told you who he was, you just didn't care. Because you thought you were going to be safe. And because of that, you have to sit in shame for a while. There's no way around that. It's the only way to ensure that this doesn't happen again. The United States has learned this lesson the hard way. We didn't hold the Confederates accountable. We didn't even hold the brown shirts accountable. In the 1950s, the United States government hired scientists that used to work for the tiny mustache man. We allowed these people into our government. So for generations, we've been letting this fester. Look, I'm happy you all left. I am happy you are here. But there is no way in heck we are allowing you to have any leadership positions within the movement for change. You have proven that you currently do not have the ability to make good decisions. You're washing dishes there, friend, and you're gonna be happy about it. Look, I'm all about the redemption arc and making space for you to do better, but part of that change is you taking the time to actively clean out that infection of, bigotry and selfishness and anti-intellectualism that you've got real baked in there. So no, any of this "we were deceived" is not welcome here. You want redemption, you gotta take responsibility.
It's honestly what hearing them say we didn't know all he tricked us, right? Because he didn't trick anybody. He said it loud, clear on Kamala. Everything he was going to do. He told them who he was from day one. And they laughed, they cheered, they said, "That's what this country needs." Now it's all falling apart. And suddenly it's regret season. The thing is, people try to warn them. Experts warn them. Families warn them. Even some Republicans warn them that his policies were gonna hurt working people first. But they were too busy owning their lips, too busy celebrating cruelty, too busy thinking it would never cycle back to them. And here we are in 2025, and they're facing the same pain they used to ignore, the same food programs they wanted cut to others. Gone. The same healthcare policies they called socialist. Now they're begging for help. And somehow they're still confused about how it all happened. That's not deception, that's karma. And karma don't need a campaign slogan.
A cool, refreshing glass of MAGA tears. So you regret your vote, huh? What am I supposed to do with that? Because there's something funny about regret. You see, it doesn't mean anything if you only regret it because it's now affecting you. I never thought that any of this was going to happen, even though it's exactly what they said when they were campaigning. Did you also know that water makes things wet? I don't know how to teach you common sense, and I don't know how to teach you empathy. I wish I could say I was sorry you lost your little federal job. And I wish that I could say that I was sorry that even though you voted for Donald Trump, you didn't think that he was going to pull back on school funding. when that's exactly what they said. They wanted to dismantle the Department of Education. And honestly, that woman that's up there crying saying that she was used because she was a Latina for Trump, it really began. You thought in your heart of hearts, truly, honestly, in your heart of hearts, that when they said that they were only going to go after the illegal immigrants and that they were going to take a detailed approach, that they didn't just mean brown people? With all the evidence in front of you. They haven't said the N-word yet. They've replaced that with DEI, but also lied on the Haitian community that's building certain part of the country's economy, even though they don't always benefit from it, and he said that they were eating cats and dogs. That's not just a meme. That's defamation. So, are you finding out that he doesn't care about you? Because, baby, you're not a billionaire, and you probably never will be. And with all that regret you have to give us, you still don't have a pot to piss in. What's done is done. So, I guess, suffer like the rest of us. Because you have a lot to learn about empathy and a lot about sympathy, and you're going to have to hurt to do it. And that is that on that.
The reason I don't much even give a crap about the whole regretful Trump nonsense is because not one of them is regretful because of something that happened to somebody not immediately connected to them. They only care now that it touches them or someone that they can reach out and touch. They have no empathy for anybody outside of that, and their brains are too simple-minded to comprehend anything outside of something that they can touch. They only give a shit because it now hurts them. So they can go to hell.
You know what's crazy? Every single one of them says the same thing. I didn't think it would affect me. That's the problem right there. They don't care about justice, fairness, or equality. They only care then the pain shows up to their front door. It's like they believed they were immune to the consequences. They watched other people lose healthcare, lose jobs, get deported, and they said, good, that's what they gave. Now the table turned, and suddenly they're begging for compassion from the same folks they mocked. And this way is the pattern. It's always selective empathy. When Trump went after immigrants, silence. When he cut school programs, silence. When he attacked free lunch, silence. But the moment he touched his food stamps, their farms, their communities, now it's really great. They didn't regret the damage. They regret being included in need. That's not growth. That's just self-preservation. And the truth is, a lot of people are done showing sympathy, because how many times do you have to watch someone else get hurt before you realize you are next? That's why this whole regret movement feels empty. It's not about right or wrong. It's just about who's feeling the burn now. Let's continue.
They say when someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. And MAGA, this goes double for you. Now that we've entered the FO phase of FAFO, you want to team up for a purple revolution? No, fuck you. Because if you would have listened to us in the first fucking place, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't need a revolution, okay? We'd have a qualified candidate in office who would be working for the people. Yeah, she had her issues. I get that she wasn't perfect, but she wasn't this shit show. You guys have claimed since day one that there are way more of you than there are of us. So don't team up with us. Go start your own fucking revolution. Show us through your actions that you regret your decision. Don't say you're sorry. Show us you're sorry. But no, fuck you. I don't give a shit. I tried.
At the end of the day, this was never about politics. It's about choice and consequences. For years, these same MAGA folks told everyone else to stop complaining and take responsibility. Now look, they are the ones complaining, crying for help. talking about how they were deceived, but nobody deceived them. They just didn't listen. They saw what he did to immigrants. They saw what he did to working people. They saw how he mocked the poor, and they cheered. They thought they were part of the winning team until the same system they built turned on them. And now, after all this damage, they want to join hands and say, we are all in this together. Nah, that's not how it works. This is what happens when quality becomes entertainment. It always comes full cycle. The same energy they used to celebrate others people's suffering has come back home. And that's what people mean when they say FAFO. You find out the hard way. You can't build a movement on hate, on lies, on kicking others down, and then act shocked when the pain comes back around. That's not injustice, that's just the bill finally showing up. So if anyone watching this thinking, damn, that could have been me, yeah, it could have, right? Because silence, apathy, and it doesn't affect me, energy is how every bad system survives. And until people stop thinking like that, it's only gonna keep repeating. Different faces, same story. So yeah, no sympathy. They made their choice. They find out what comes with it. And as always, if you are feeling this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video because the FAFO era is in full effect. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all, and I wish you peace and love. Be safe. See you to the next video. Bye bye.